All right, I see the countdown. That means everything's all the way live tonight. Welcome to the GG Factor. I'm Gregory Griffith, and I'm here to talk to you tonight about things that are going on around us, around the world, how it impacts us. But we should be inspired and empowered by what you'll get from me tonight, because I'm going to give you the Greg Griffith perspective. So, hey, go out and tell somebody that the activator's in the house tonight. All you got to do is go to what I say, Gregory the Activator, and click live, and you're with us tonight. How about it over there on IG? Good to see you tonight. I want to tell you like this, too. There's a lot of stuff going on around us, man. And boy. Some days I begin to wonder about a lot of what's happening, the impact it's having on us. Everything from the shutdown, today being the second anniversary of the Israelis being attacked by the Hamas. You know, the situation that the front runner for the New York City mayor comment was made and how controversial it's been. I think the lady's name is Pam Bondi, I think. Maru, that's her name, the Attorney General. Man, there's a whole lot of stuff going on out here. And on a lighter note, Cyndi Lauper. I'm a musician. I've been in the business, feel like all my life. Started playing in clubs at 16. When I see someone like Cyndi Lauper, one of the first bands I formed here in South Florida many years ago, I remember one of her classic songs, Time After Time. And that's something we're going to talk about tonight. Times are changing. And you know what? You got to be ahead of the curve. And I just want you to activate a winner's mindset tonight with some of the things that I'm going to share with you, because I do feel without a shadow of a doubt that everyone needs to be a little step ahead of the game when it comes to what's going on in health, wealth, and all the economics of life, all the political things going on in life. I mean, all the educational aspects of what's going on. We really need to be on top of it. So when the music stops, I make it official and say to you once again, I say, welcome to the GG Factor. I always saw a little music like that, man. It's just sitting there. I don't know what it is. It's gets my little groove going. But tonight, if you notice, I'm doing this a little after 11 o'clock because I went to my church, New Mount Zion Baptist Church in Fort Lauderdale, downtown Florida. And let me tell you something. They roasted away one of the greatest guys I ever met in my life. The guy that was responsible for me having my beautiful wife, Miriam Officer Griffith, Reverend Frank Kennedy. We would have been on air tonight at 7 o'clock, but they had his program at my church tonight. So I just decided I'd go out and show my, should I say, just all the love I can to this man, because what an inspiration. What an incredible human being. And you know something? Here's the point I want to make about bringing up Reverend Frank Kennedy. We all should be living from a humanitarian perspective to leave a legacy. And don't you ever forget that your story matters. Michelle Obama said it to Oprah one night to a bunch of young African-American teenagers. Don't you ever let someone ever stop you and tell you that your unique DNA doesn't matter, because it does. One human being, ex-Mother Teresa. One human being, ex-Martin Luther King. One human being, ex-John F. Kennedy. One human being, ex-Shirley Chisholm. One human being. There's so many people, I can just rattle them all off. That's just from a political perspective. When you talk about sports stars and actresses and actors and, you know, people like LeBron James and Meryl Streep, Oprah Winfrey, I mean, Whoopi Goldberg, just so much going on out here. And the point I'm trying to make is this: don't downplay who you are and your greatness. Tonight, I want to talk to you about a few things that I think we should bring to the forefront that's going on in America. When I don't have a guest on my show, there'll always be the GG Factor. And that's the Gregory Griffith perspective about what's going on around us, how the impact. I always slap my hands like this when I was a special needs teacher. I say, don't you know, either they can quantify it's a lie, and sometimes it may have some negative, or sometimes it may have some positive impact. I hope tonight that I'll be positive impact to what's going on with you, how it impacts you, how you can, how should I say, just respond. Because you know something, you don't do something, man. I always say, shut up. Do you know that 40% of the people in America do not vote? 40% of registered people in America do not vote. And right now we have such a political tension going on in this country, around the world, that is scary. Today is October 7th, and I want to bring it to your attention, the second anniversary of one of the most horrific things could ever happen to humanity. Israelis just out enjoying themselves at a concert, and some sick human beings. These terrorists, Hamas, come in and just killed 1,200 people 2 years ago, just out enjoying the sun, enjoying the music. And that's a reminder that we're living in very, should I say, fragile times. I don't have all the answers. I've always tried to figure out why. And it's all about power. And it all seems to be power and politics and position and religion. And it's just this smorgasbord, this cocktail of just obscure activity going on that nobody seems to have the answer. It's just like the Ukraine and Russia. Nobody seems to have the answer. I don't even remember how many years that's been going on. And all Putin wants to do is take over. He just wants power. You wouldn't think that he got enough power in Russia already. And I don't know what the hell is the deal with this Hamas situation. I just don't get. They just hate the Israeli people. It's just crazy. And these innocent people, they still had 251 hostages. And listen to this. And this is what's just a sad reality. They released the hostage. The hostage comes home, only to find that his wife and his daughter have been murdered. Casualties of war. On this second anniversary today, I'm just going to put it out there and say my heart goes out to them. I mean, I wake up here in South Florida. I give all glory to God that there are no bombs going off. I'm in a place where I can go out and walk in the park. I can jump on my bicycle and ride over to the Everglades. I can walk around the corner and to LA Fitness and get a workout. I'm a 25-time marathoner, and I've ran thousands of miles in this neighborhood, never feeling like a bomb might drop on me. But on the other side of the world, right now, as we speak, bombs, they're still dropping them. Innocent children, people that don't even understand why. And I'm talking about innocent kids on both sides of the coin. It just makes no sense. And I do not understand, once again, man, why? Now, we're hoping that the president administration under Trump is negotiating to bring a cease to this. And dear God, I hope that no matter how or who gets it, that it can happen, because it's just a sad reality. So didn't want to just start the show off on a sad note, but today is the day. That's like if it was September 11th, today would be that day, the day that you stop and you just say, whoa, what's going on in the world? Now, tonight, for maybe 30, 45 minutes, I'm just going to bring a few things up to you that I think you all want to just stop for a moment and understand that you need to be proactive about what you're doing to protect your position in life. Now, there's something going on called the government shutdown right now. I'm going to say once again my condolences to all of those, man, those 1,200 people, the families who lost someone in this senseless attack that's lasted now 2 years ago, and it's still not over. We're just praying that it will. And I'm going to close the book on that. Let's shift the gears to our government. Now, somebody got to tell me, why in the hell should there ever be a shutdown? Somebody got to tell me that. There's something called checks and balances. And we know what that's all about. Somebody's supposed to check on the legislative. Somebody's supposed to check on the judicial. Somebody's supposed to check on all of these people, the executive branch, all three branches of the government. No one branch should have so much power that another one can't put their ass in check. And I'm having a problem with that. And I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. They know all along that we have to just find a happy place. Speaking of the House of Representatives right now, speaking of the Congress right now, they know all along that we live in this world where there's economics. People making money. People have checks. Some people live in check to check to check. And all of a sudden, what I call the 25th hour, you decide, shut it down. And then our present administration, boy, it makes a brother wonder. They come in and say, well, all the Democrats' fault because they just don't want to listen to Mike Johnson and everything he has to say from a Republican perspective. BS, BS, BS. And I want to call them, like I heard Kamala Harris say, them stupid, you know what, MLs. And I can't curse online like this tonight, and I'm going to be a good guy. But all the jokes aside, come on, man. Come on, man. Somebody got to stop this just hypothetical mess. How many years are we going to be on pins and needles like this? All right, let's avoid a government shutdown. It should never even be a discussion, man. Checks and balances. It should never be a discussion. It's sad. And then the government, our existing 47 and the boys get on and they say this to everybody. Well, we might have to let some people go. We might have to have some layoffs. Come on. You're just going to lay off people for something they had nothing to do. I could see if somebody wasn't doing the job. I could see if somebody was slacking off. I could see if somebody was absent all the time or somebody was abusing someone or abusing their power. You're just going to lay off people because y'all decide y'all can't come to some kind of amicable ending to all of this BS. Come on, man. I get on these GG perspectives, and I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I get boiled up, man. And because I just try to find a way to understand it. The muscle that's going on with the government right now, it seems like they're just they're throwing knockout punches, man. Knockout punches in Chicago, knockout punches, where is it, Portland, Oregon, they're going somewhere. Wherever they're going now with the deployment of the National Guard. When you got Governor Pritzker saying, we don't need you here in our state. We don't need you in Chicago. And come on, where does the breakdown come right there? These people are not ignorant. They're not just trying to be, just rebellious to the government. If they really needed help, I don't think there would be any opposition. But something's wrong. Thank you guys for showing up over there. I'm sorry, I'm going to wave back at you. Love you. I know you could have been anywhere tonight. You decided to hang out with G, and I appreciate that. I hope you leave here fired up about it. I hope you leave and go see your people in the city council where you are, or your mayors, or your governors, or your state representatives, and scream at them, man, that somebody need to do something. I don't want to. There's just things going on right now, man. The trickle effect from a government shutdown, the trickle effect from people muscling in to just come in the middle of the night and strap down innocent children. I hear they put them outside butt naked, tying their arms up, the little tie-dye, the little tires, the little straps that you tie people with, and just taking them out in the middle of the night. I saw one of the incidents. I was watching the TV and I was shocked, man. It looked like a war zone. You thought they was going in and it was war and they were going to kill somebody. It's kind of scary, man. It's kind of very, very scary thing. And in Chicago, that's a densely populated city. And what I don't understand, if someone can quantify that their city is safe, if someone can quantify that the present administration is telling a lie and can't seem to quantify their numbers to justify their position, and they say, we don't need you. And I saw this guy, Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago, standing, and everybody in almost every significant position in the administration of the city of Chicago was standing behind them, all unanimously saying, we don't want you here. Now I hear the governor, can you imagine this? The governor of a state in this United States is suing our federal government? Come on, man, what the hell is that? It's sick. It never should come to that. And you start saying suspect. When it's subjective and it's suspect, somebody telling a lie, and it's a hidden obscurity in the message. And we shouldn't have to live with hidden obscurities. If you're a taxpayer, if you're a consumer of goods and services, if you live here in this country and you're a legal citizen, you shouldn't have to feel like you're in fear rather than feeling safe. It just shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. And let me tell you something, man. I'm a black man in America, and I can speak truth about when I felt safe and when I didn't feel safe. It's not a good feeling. So now when everybody, we're such a heterogeneous amount of people with such a wide diversification of things going on that we all now are walking on edge. We're all walking real fragile. And my friends, the only thing I can say to you is that do your homework. Look at what's trending around you from a healthcare perspective, about your health and your wealth, about your education and the options you got, about the political climate that we're in. It's almost a unanimous stigma the level of loquacious extrovertic activity that's going on in terms of how loud somebody's screaming and they ain't saying jack. Beware of the naked man that offers you his shirt. Beware of the naked man that offers you his shirt. Trying to say it got something and ain't got nothing but a lie. And it's kind of sad in America right now because we're all dealing with it. We're all dealing with it. The political climate is just real fragile. It's real scary. Gavin Newsom from, was that California, the governor was on Stephen Colbert, I guess, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing his last name wrong. You know what I'm talking about. And I think it's somewhat suspect that he's off the air in about 10 months because he's on CBS. And we know how the present administration feels about CBS. I heard they ran some muscle on 60 Minutes and got, hey, Maru, how much money he got? Did he get about 25 million or something like that? I don't know. Do you remember how much money? How much money the present administration got for suing 60 Minutes? It's all because we should have free speech. Everyone should be able to just do their thing. Everyone should be able to just be able to have a place where they can let their little light shine the way they want it to, but it's just not like that. It's just not like that in America right now. And it makes you wonder, man. I said it earlier in this conversation, 40% of the registered voting people in America, out of 340 plus million people, I don't even know how many registered voters we got. Sorry about that. I didn't get that statistical data for you. But the blatant apathy about the voting situation is scary. But then again, you turn around and you have something like a January 6th, and they all come out and just wow to the whole world. And the present administration did jack. Boy, I'm going to tell you something, man. It's scary to me. And I have nothing against Republicans. I have nothing against Democrats. I have nothing against anybody's political position. I'm just speaking truth to reality. And all of this is just scaring me because, you know, I have a granddaughter and I would love to see her 10 years from now feel that she's living in a world just simply because of her being a female, simply because she's a Black woman, simply because she just wants to get out in this job market, that there'll be a free, should I say, open turf for her to feel safe, to feel if she's qualified and can quantify her quest to be her best, there won't be a problem. Because right now we got a problem, man. When the presiding administration just want to just take away $200 million from one of the most prestigious universities in America, we've got a problem because he's kind of, I guess, pissed off or whatever the hell he is. I don't know what's going on. I get confused. I'm just being honest with you. I try to understand it. I try to be a very, you know, laissez-faire, hands-off, cool kind of guy about it. I'm not a politician, you know, but I know that politicians have impact. And that's why everybody, back to my 40% of the people who are registered not voting, shut up when something go wrong. You don't need to voice your opinion. Just shut up. Get out there and vote, man. Get out there and do what's necessary to make something happen. That government shutdown, man, there's no way something like that should be happening in a country like this. And then you get these eerie feelings like, okay, I know everybody's supposed to stay in their own jurisdiction with these boundaries as far as federal and state and local governments and all that bull crap. Because to me, now this is me speaking now you can say this from Gregory Griffith's perspective, when something going wrong, we should want to trust that the federal government can step in the right manner at the right time and do the right thing. But not just step in at the wrong time and offer you a shirt off the back and the ass naked. No good. Suspect. Pam Bondi, I guess that's what her name. You know, Anna Navarro was talking about her tonight. Anna knows her because she is the former Attorney General for the state of Florida, which is just a microcosm of what's going on up there in the big house because it's Republican. And I live here. When I go home and go to Tampa, and I still see Confederate flags flying around, and I still people with Robert E. Lee and all that stuff still who in that still in that dead zone way back when. And we got to fast forward and see if we can do something about this. State of Florida got a lot going on, man. It's crazy. It's a lot going on, a lot of controversial stuff also, but we're all able to, should I say, have a little light under the sun. Pam Bondi, and I'm just speaking exactly what I heard tonight. It's from someone who says she knew her, knows her, and says she came and seemed like she got an injection. Somebody shot her with some of that juice up there with 47 juice. Shot up, and now she took a 360, and Pam Bondi become like today. She was so defensive with the Senate that you forgot that they're all supposed to be working together. It's scary. Seemed like she took a 360 and just turned to somebody else. And at some point, when you give power to people like that, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know. When we had January 6th, and then this guy, I guess his name is Stephen Miller. What's his name? I don't want to call him an idiot. I just want to call him somebody that done lost his mind with power. What's that guy's name? I guess that's what it is. Stephen Miller. I'm going to hold me to that if I'm not. Whatever it is, he's a White House deputy sheriff or something. Man, you should have heard him, man. I forgot the guy that's the anchor on CNN interviewed the guy, and he's just trying to compare Chicago to January 6th. Come on, somebody. Come on now. Let's put perspective on things the right way. You're going to compare what ICE is supposed to be doing and what went down with small little groups in Chicago to the January 6th insurrection. He's using that word insurrection real like a little loose tongue, like it's not a big deal. He can just say it when he wants, however he wants. No, man, that's not the way it works, bro. That's not the way it works. You know, let's have apples for apples and oranges for oranges, night and day, night and day. And I'm telling you, man, that guy, just watching him, he had this mindset. He had this sort of demeanor about him that was like, I'm sitting there saying, boy, you got some power and you're really going to the extreme with it. I'm looking here right now. It was something I wrote down about this guy that, you know something, his official position, so I'll make sure I can be quantifiably correct. White House Deputy Chief of Staff, Stephen Miller, comparing Chicago's situation to the insurrection. Is he blinded or something? Or is he just totally oblivious to the reality of what happened on January 6th? But you know something? Maya Angelou said it. Maya Angelou said it. And Gregory Griffith is going to echo her. When they show you who they really are, you better wake up and listen. Or you better open your eyes and see. Open your ears and listen, and open your eyes and see, and shut up and get back and be. And like they say, be still. Because let me tell you something, man. People are showing us who they are. People are showing us what they care about, who they care about, what position they want to take. If I go back to George Floyd right now, I don't even like to call the man's name. I don't like to think about nothing that went down with that man and the way that man put his foot on his neck. Just because he was wearing a badge and had a gun on his hip in America. Some things, man, let me tell you something. Some things got to change. But the first change needs to be one of a microcosm of micromanaging of self. Your health, your wealth, your happiness, your peace of mind. Since COVID-19, the increase in mental health conditions have just gone off the chain. It's crazy. People are living with total imbalance. People are living with something I call organized chaos. They're just showing up in jobs they don't want to be in. They're staying in relationships because they're toxic. Their parenting skills are just down the tube because they themselves are not ready to even take care of themselves, but they're running around with 4 or 5 little juniors and Sallys. Tonight is my night to give you the alternative. Monetize your passion out there, America. Find something you can do no matter what the economy is doing. There's a demand for it, and you love it, and they monetize it that way out here in America right now. People are getting paid for what they love to do, no matter what the economy is doing. And then that becomes what I call a should I say, mind, body, and spirit paradigm shift. Because sometimes you got to make a paradigm shift. And I'm at the point in the show tonight where I'm just going to talk about what's going on with me. I put in my comments tonight an invitation to my Get Activated community. On Thursday nights for the last year, I've been offering people alternatives to the status quo. It's called the Strive Masterclass. And I have an acronym for the word strive. Help you study, try, remember, innovate, visualize, and educate yourself forever. $49.99. You could be a winner of one of these books. One of those books over there, IG. One of those books over there, IG. I want to say this to you. Living in balance is success. Living in imbalance is organized chaos. There's some non-negotiables that I offer on Thursday nights that will help you find your light under the sun, that will help you define yourself. The Get Activated community is only $49.99. There's a link right there in the comments, or just remember my website, theactivator.net. And all you have to do is click Get Activated Community. If you want more, should I say, micromanaged coaching, I have also the 30 Days to a New You MPC, which is Maximum Potential Coaching. I'm on a humanitarian cause. I want to inspire and empower people to feel that a better version of them exists. Help people understand that they can activate the next level of their true identity. Help people define themselves so they'll have a permanent, definite place where they can feel secure in their finances, feel better about how they get up every day in the morning and look at themselves. They will develop something I call the OPA, which is your optimum physical appearance. You think at the age of 42, I could even begin to run one of these? I ran 25 marathons. Both those books of mine. I became a real estate investor. I got a financial services license. Start buying apartment buildings and strip malls and rehabbing homes. And I did it all still working as a full-time teacher. And I want to help you empower yourself that same way. No bragging rights here. Now, toot my will. I always say, if I've done it, you can do it. So once again, the Get Activated community every Thursday night is a free masterclass, whether you join the community or not. All you got to do is come on in. You can click the link right there on my Instagram. Speaking of that, follow me on Instagram. You'll get more of what I'm talking about tonight. You'll get more of where I'm at. Tonight is just really about what's trending, the impact it has on us. But this is the GG Factor every Tuesday, usually at 7 o'clock. I already forgot that it's after 11 o'clock tonight. I'm being honest with you. And I did mention because they were roasting the great man himself, the Reverend Frank Kennedy. For 1 decade, he's been the executive minister there at New Mount Olive in Fort Lauderdale. And I'm just honored that he was the guy that did the matrimonial services for me and my wife, Miriam. And I'm just humbled that our paths crossed. And they say this too to be true. People come into our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. People will show up in our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And remember this, nobody is like an unexpected coincidence. Like, oh, how did that? No, everyone shows up in your life to bring you something. Whether it's good or whether it's bad now, it's your perspective. That's why I call it the GG Factor, the Gregory Griffith perspective. And the things I'm discussing with you tonight are truly my perspective. They're the position I take based on what I see and what I can quantify. And sometimes I'm wondering, why is it always some sort of lie there, some obscure lie? I always say it. I said it earlier in this conversation, and I'll say it every week when I'm doing the GG Factor. Beware of the naked man that offers you his shirt. People can make all kinds of accusations. And it seems like right now with our present administration, wow, there are a lot of accusations. And you know something? People only tend to see the people who really do have shirts. That's kind of sneaky. That's kind of sneaky. But the people who are lying, the people who are saying they aspire to this, or saying they can do this, or the opportunities that should avail themselves for all, but they don't, they say they got the shirt on of freedom. They're naked. The suspect. So I hope tonight that it kind of wakes you up a little bit. What's going on around us? I'd like you to join my community. Oh, and by the way, I didn't tell you, if you do come into the community choice, you can have either one of these books, okay? and you get me 30 minutes for that first month. If you decide to come in, I always do this. I ask people to take my 30, 60, 90-day challenge. I think that if you put 3 months, 90 days of your life on, should I say, just micromanage. What do I mean by that? You carve out 14 hours a week. What do I mean by that? You carve out the time to exercise. You carve out the time to spiritually enlighten yourself. You carve out the time for cognitive expansion. And then you put it in this cocktail of just a recipe of activity. And when you get your right recipe of activity, and it's just like a cake. When you put everything in and it's right, it's going just like right. My wife makes, I'm going to go out there and say, probably some of the best banana bread in the world. And if she mess around and don't put the right things in and do a batch that's not right, I say, hey, you missed the mark. And that analogy to reality, that metaphor to our recipe for success, if we don't have the right ingredients, the right activity of mind, body, and spirit, by default, imbalance, organized chaos. I want to be your coach. I can help you find the balance. I can help you maybe just do something you've never done to be something you've never been. That's why I have the GG perspective on nights like tonight. I give you my perspective because, honestly speaking, man, somebody sometime got to speak up. I've created this forum on the GG Factor because I just feel like I do want to voice my opinion. And I hope it gives you food for thought. And just remember, this perspective is the Gregory Griffith perspective. There's no one to tell you I'm right, no one to tell you I'm wrong. But I can tell you this, I'm going to speak up. And it's never too late to manifest your greatness about something that you feel could be your voice. I've used MLK. I've used Oprah Winfrey. I've used John F. Kennedy. I've used Jesse Jackson. I've used all kind of people, LeBron James. I've used all kind of people, Matthew McConaughey, all kind of people, man. They all just decided to step out of the box. Meryl Streep, who else, man? All kind of people, that diversified audience out there that gets that platform. And you know something? And I heard someone say this, man. A lot of people who get wealthy want to be famous. They get wealthy, they want to be famous, and then they want power. And I think we're living under the umbrella of that situation right now. And unfortunate for most of us, the ramification of that action leaves us in a place of instability. It leaves us in a place of uncertainty. So just food for thought once again. But guess what? Here goes some more food for thought on another note. Bad Bunny, Doja Cat, man, they was hosting Saturday Night Live the other night. I just happened to fly through and catch them. But your boy's coming here. And it was funny. He made a joke out of it, but he was telling the truth. He's going to be hosting the Super Bowl, and not a damn word he's going to sing will be in English. So you see, guess what, my friends? You got 4 months to learn English, or 4 months, to learn Spanish. I said, okay, I got you, because guess what? Spanish is a global language. My man got constituents in the music business who love him all over the world. They say 190 million people will watch the Super Bowl, the most watched event in the world. And for this man to get that platform, they're not making no mistakes. You probably don't see a lot of "Mire qué pasa, señorita, I don't know. Solamente tú, I don't know. Mama, just only you. You might be the one, but I'm trying to speak a little Spanish because my wife is Cuban, and she taught me a few little things other than my Spanish teacher in high school. But the point I'm trying to make to you is this, man. Well, like Bad Bunny said, I got about 4 months to learn some Spanish so I can understand what he's saying. It's kind of funny. It just makes me think, man, what has it come to? But I admire a brother who will step out on the box and use his platform to do what he's doing, to be who he wants to be, to let his voice be heard. And I think when you get enough money and enough power and you can bring about a change, why not? And you don't have to be rich to do that. You just got to have enough guts, enough courage and confidence to step up. I'm on the mic tonight. I just decided I wanted to step up and speak up. I usually have 2 or 3 guests a month, or once a month. I'm going to always take this time and give you the Gregory Griffith perspective. I'm not going to go any further than that on my man, that buddy, but I'm just going to say to you, man, that, wow, he's working it. Just like when I saw Dr. Dre working it, Snoop Dogg working it. When I saw Bruno Mars working it. Even The Weeknd, who I didn't think should have had the platform, but he got it and he worked it. I'll take 190 million people even if I'm doing it for free. Woo! I need to ask Siri, how much is a commercial now for 60 seconds? I know they were saying it was up to 2.5 million or 3 million for 30 seconds during the Super Bowl. Can you imagine that? The amount of money. Woo! I heard also now, because they're paying college football players and those commercials have gone up. So like I told you, man, when you find your little light under the sun, when you find something I call your P3 theory, when you live with passion and purpose, and the universe is going to give you possibilities, things are going to happen. There are a lot of things going on, man, that I just sometimes say to myself, I don't know. Like tonight, we're talking about music again, and Cyndi Lauper, and I was talking about Cher, and there she had a special on CBS the other night, speaking about passion and purpose and possibility. All Cyndi Lauper knew how to do was play a few chords on the guitar, but she loved music. And the rest is history. She got several Grammys. Time after time, it's probably, she ended the show with Cher singing it with a classic kick. And you know the other one, Girls Just Want to Have Fun. And the reason why I'm speaking about Cyndi Lauper tonight, not just her, but the humanitarian Cyndi Lauper. The humanitarian Cyndi Lauper who just loved people who can just be people. Whether you're white, whether you're black, whether you're gay, whether you're straight, it didn't matter to her. She just wants you to be what? Someone that she can give her love through her music. And wow. That's all I can tell you. She did it. When they give you a 90-minute special on CBS like that, and almost every song you played was a hit record, a couple of weeks ago it was the same thing with Earth, Wind, and Fire. I think they're just doing a little something with CBS that's incredible. When they see people who have 3 and 4 decades of success in an industry that's just, whoo, the hardest almost in the world to break it in, and they do it, and they can come back and share like she did. It was incredible. And all I'm saying to you tonight is, where's your light under the sun? Where's your passion that will be your purpose? And you may not be trying to be a superstar, but you want to have impact. You want to have the kind of relationships that people want you. Your enthusiasm is contagious. You empower people just by your presence. And when you got the talent and you're in that zone like you really want to be, game changer. When you fire up about it like you hear me say every week, when you focus about it like you hear me say every week, when you activate your faith faculty every week, nothing can stop you. Everybody and everything we're talking to tonight is all about that. I want to make sure I covered everything I wanted to tonight before I get off the air. It's been about 45 minutes and we've been in it and I love it. Go out and tell somebody that the Activator's in the house on Tuesday nights. All you got to go to is Gregory the Activator on Tuesday nights and click live on YouTube. If you want to get inspiration, come on here on Tuesday nights. If you want to empower yourself with strategies, I have something I call my 4 quadrants, the A to Z strategies. And every week, sometimes I'll just micromanage just 7 of them. A lot of times, I won't even get to all of them. But I'm here to tell you the strategies I'm sharing with you. If I talk to somebody about being the captain of the show on a Thursday night and tell them why they're here to make their contribution, tell them why they need the courage and the confidence, tell them why they need to make commitments to themselves, it's empowering. And if you need a coach to help you micromanage that, I got you. Because I know I'll take you to the well. I know, but you got to be thirsty. I coach my kid in basketball, 10 years old. And they can barely push the ball up to the gate, to the basket, to just get out, to come on the gate on the basketball court and get out on the court and push the ball up and down the court and get up and shoot. But boy, I got him in the huddle and I asked him a simple question. How bad you want it? Your success. How bad you want it? Your success. How bad you want it? And they would say, real bad, coach. I want you to be able to say that to me as your coach. I want you to want it real bad. And you know something? And I'll leave you with this as I start the music again. The next level is always waiting, and it's never ever late to manifest your greatness. This has been Out of Sight tonight. Enjoyed it, always do. There's some things I got to, some things I did tonight, but the things that I did get to, I just want to just tell you this, man. Wrap your head around it. Once again, our condolences to those people, 1,200 who lost someone 2 years ago. Sad situation. Let's pray the shutdown is just over in a minute. We got air traffic controllers who are not working, and people are still flying airplanes. Come on. I'm leaving you with this tonight. I just want you to think about this tonight. We got our government deploying all kind of things, National Guard people here and there, and just the opposite. The President administration, they're saying they don't want that. So on that note tonight, I'm going to say good night to you. Be the change that you want to be. Be the change that you want to be. Be the change that you want to see. It's up to you, G. It's up to you. And we always think about the one person who had all of this impact. We was watching Wayne Dyer the other day. You might even know who it is. Unconditional Plug. Go out and check him out. Man passed away years ago, but his legendary philosophies about life live on. Unconditional Plug, man. I got to give a few people them tonight. They inspired me this week. Is it Simon Bennett Maru? Is his name? The guy that's about all about the mastermind and all about mindset. Simon Bennett is his name. I think that's his name. And I'm just giving unconditional plugs to these people before I leave the air tonight. You know, Joe Dispenza, Mel Robbins. These people are fired up. Myron Golden, Dr. Sonja. I'm telling people who get under my skin and make me feel like, woo, you know. Not to mention the mentors I've had over the last year. Brendan Boyd, James Melanchak, Israel Duran. Thank you for doing what you've done to get me where I am right now. Believing in myself so I can be ready tonight. Probably will be on this GG factor. So until the next time, my friends, I'm going to end this stream and say, see ya. Go out and be something you've never been by doing something that you've never done. Let me help you do that on the GG factor. See ya.